Greetings, this is Grammar Lesson 7.3 on participles and participial phrases. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to apply the conventions of Standard English and in correctly using participial phrases to convey meaning. Now, similar to prepositional phrases, participial phrases can improve the sentence by defining words, actions, and creating more images to have the reader visualize what to mean. But before we delve into the participles and participial phrases, more on verbals. Now, verbals are verb forms that function as adjectives. And in English language, there are four verb forms. There's the present verb form, there's the past verb form, and there are the two participles. The first one is the present participle and the past participle. Don't confuse these with tenses. These are only verb forms, shapes of verbs. For example, the present form of swim is swim. The past verb form of swim is swam. The present participle verb form of swim is swimming. And the past participle verb form of swim is swum. Note that these don't take any helping verb. If they are taken with the helping verb such as has swum or is swimming, then they become verbs or verb phrases. And this is not the case here. Again, these are only verb forms. They don't function as verbs. They function here in this particular lesson as adjectives modifying nouns or pronouns. Now let's take this example. The first sentence, the freezing weather is killing our plants. Now if you look at this verb form, which is the present participle of verb freeze, and which does not take any helping verb like is or am. Now this verb form functions as an adjective since modifying what kind of weather it is. So it's modifying the word after it, which is a noun. In this case, this is called a participle, and the function is an adjective modifying the noun which comes after it. Now if you look at the other verb form, which is killing here, now this is preceded by a helping verb. In this case, the whole thing is a verb phrase. And in no case, this is an participle, and it does not function as an adjective, but functions as a verb. Now let's look at the second example sentence. The weather in December is freezing in this case. Here is freezing contains a helping verb and makes the whole thing is freezing as a verb phrase. In this case, this functions as the verb of the sentence and does not function as a participle or a verbal. Now, what about the participial phrase? A participial phrase consists of a participle and all of its modifiers, including adjectives, any other adverb, and so on. Now, if you look at this example sentence, it starts with the participial phrase standing impatiently in line. The people ultimately barged into the closing store. If you look at the whole first phrase, this one included the participle followed by the adverb modifying this participle and followed by the prepositional phrase modifying impatiently in line, so it's modifying impatiently. So since they are all modifying each other, then they should be included in the same phrase. Now the whole phrase modifies, in this case, people. So we said participial phrases function as adjectives. In this case, they modify the noun or pronoun that comes after it or directly before it. So they function as adjectives. If you place them far away from the word they're supposed to modify, then it becomes really absurd or weird, or sometimes it's funny. So if you look at this example, Anton hurriedly glanced at the cat on the sideway driving his SUV. So in this case, it appears that the cat seems to be driving the SUV. Since we place the phrase close to this word, then it's like either the cat is driving the SUV or the sideway is driving the SUV. In this case, this is the error here. What we mean is that Anton is the one driving his SUV. So in this case, the phrase should be placed way back just before the word is modifying. In this case, the sentence becomes driving his SUV, Anton hardly glanced at the cat on the sideway. Or you can place it after Anton. Anton, driving his SUV, hardly glanced at the cat on the sideway. So in this case, we should know that participial phrases should be placed very close to the word is modifying. It's either before or directly after it, since they function as adjectives.